Hi, I'm your sister Freya, and today we are going to talk about how you can create your own personalized affirmations to transform energy within yourself. And specifically, I'm going to be dealing with pregnancy. I'm going to be dealing with affirmations around pregnancy fears. This same methodology can be used on so many different situations, though. Okay, so using affirmations to lift your vibration. Pregnancy edition. All right, I've got some notes here. Um, when you have fear, when you have worry, when you have anxiety, especially when it comes to dealing with pregnancy, it's mostly about delivering. You want a natural birth, and it's just a scary process, even if you've had children, but especially for first-time moms, there's a lot of fear around giving birth. How is it going to be dealing with the contractions? How is it going to be dealing with the labor pains and all of that? So there's a lot of fear that's involved. And so one of the ways that you can use to kind of help wrangle in your fear and feel more at peace, to feel more confident with yourself, is to utilize affirmations. So the first thing you want to do is you want to actually identify the emotion. You want to shine a light on that emotion and acknowledge it. So, wow, I'm noticing that I'm feeling afraid. I'm noticing that I'm thinking about the pain of delivering and I'm feeling fear. The second part is you're gonna see where exactly is the fear. For example, it could be worry, it could be sorrow, it could be um, maybe a defeatist attitude, but I think the main thing is fear, right? So you're going to see where are you feeling the fear in your body. You're going to actually scan your body and see where you feel the fear. A lot of times people will feel it right here in the brow. A lot of times you'll notice that your heart rate will have increased if you stop and actually put your hand on your heart and be like, oh wow, I noticed that my heart is beating faster. I noticed that it's beating stronger. It almost feels like it's trying to come out of my chest. The second thing you're going to do is you're going to actually breathe right into where you feel that emotion. So if you feel it in your if you feel it in your heart center, you might feel it in like a lot of times we carry stress right up in here, in our neck area. So you're just going to scan your body. Are you having a headache that's related to stress? Do you have a stomach ache because you're worried? That kind of thing. You're going to actually find out, where is that emotion dwelling in your body. It could be more than one place. So if the emotion is dwelling in your heart, you're going to look into your heart, or you're going to place your hands on your heart, and you're going to breathe into that area. You're going to breathe in peace, and you're going to breathe out tension. You're going to breathe in peace. You're going to breathe in tension. You're going to breathe in peace, and you're going to breathe out tension. Wow. And you'll notice that emotion it has less of a hold on you, and you're more equipped to deal with that emotion. So then you're going to ask yourself, what is really true about this current moment? That's going to ground you. That's going to immediately ground you. And so you're not spinning. You're not spinning out into space. So I am here. I am well. I'm doing my best. The time is 2:22 p.m. Today is, whatever, 2017. It's cold outside. It's about 60 degrees. Just state some facts about what's really true right now. What's really, really the factual truth of this moment. From there, you're going to then look into what is the underlying thought about that emotion. So if you're feeling afraid of the birth, what is informing the fear? What is the underlying thoughts that's informing that fear? So some of those thoughts could be, I am not good enough. My body is not well. I'm not going to be able to do it. There's no way I can get through this natural labor. Bad things always happen to me. I'm pretty sure something bad's going to happen. Who am I to want a natural birth? Like, it's not possible for me because I never get what I want in life. Um, you know, I've treated my body so poorly. My body is probably angry with me and it's not going to cooperate with me. I'm lazy. I'm not doing the things that I need to do now, so I'm probably gonna have some type of complication. Complications run in my family, so surely I'll get a complication. I heard some other people talking about having a difficult labor, so it's really like what makes me any different? Why shouldn't I? Why shouldn't I have complications like them? So these are just some ideas of some of the thoughts that could be running through your mind. That could be in making this fueling this fear, right? You want to ask yourself, the main thing, like you can break down each thought, or you can just take the biggest, loudest thought that's causing the fear, and really ask yourself, like, is that really true? Is that really true? So, for example, well, I hear all these other women having complications, so surely I'm gonna have a complication. Is that really true? Does that really, so because these people have complications, is it really true that you're going to have a complication? No. I mean, they have their life, they have their lifestyle, they do what they do, they have the mentality that they have the expectations that they have, and from those unique sets of circumstances come their situation. Wow, look at me. Look at where I'm at. Look at where my mind is, and look at what I'm manifesting for myself. Is it really true that I'm going to manifest the exact same thing as them? I don't think so. That's not my reality. I can't do it. You think about, is that really true? Do you know that you can't do it? Or do you know that anything's possible for you? So it's not really true that I know that I can't do it. And it's, it's not really true that bad things always happen to me. Sometimes good things happen to me. So you just start kind of breaking down those things, those thoughts, because most of them are little lies, right? The lies that we tell ourselves where the fear can come and can take over. So then after you figure out what's true, you're going to create an affirmation to grow that truth, to grow that possibility, to grow that positive experience that you are wanting to manifest. So, for example, you can say, I am well today. I am doing my best. I'm aligning all the resources to help me achieve exactly what I want to achieve. My great great grandmother, my great 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 grandmother gave birth naturally, and I can too. Their blood runs through my veins. I am capable of doing this. I am strong. My body is always seeking to heal itself. Childbirth is a miracle. It's magical, and I submit to this process. So these are just some of the affirmations that you can create that are going to affirm exactly what it is that you want in your life. You're actually speaking that over yourself. You're speaking that over your situation so that you can grow, and that the fear is not the constant record that's playing in your head, and those thoughts that fuel the fear are not the constant records playing in your head. We're actually putting a new tune on, which is that's affirming what you want in life. So even on a practical side, what are some things that you can practically do so that way you can complement both the right side and the left side of your brain? What are some practical things that you can do to mitigate the fears, to take that anxiety and put it towards something positive? So if you're like, wow, I don't think I can make it through the labor, it's going to be so long, you say, you know what, I'm going to take a 20-minute walk. I'm going to take a 30-minute walk. I'm going to look at my calendar. I'm going to look at my calendar for this week, and I'm going to see when's the best time for me to walk. And I'm going to just do it every day. Or if doing it every day is too big of a commitment to make, you just say, I'm just going to take 20-minute walk today. I'm going to find a dance DVD or a dance, video on YouTube, and I'm going to do a dance video for 30 minutes. I'm going to increase my endurance little by little. If you're afraid of tearing your perineum, I'm going to prepare my perineum. I'm going to do squats. I'm going to do perineal massage. I'm going to visualize my skin stretching. I'm going to visualize my body opening like a flower. I'm going to cooperate with my baby. I'm going to visualize myself working with my baby. I'm going to talk with my midwife about using olive oil or some other lubricant to help the baby come out. I'm going to talk to my doula about using a hot compress on my skin to help my skin, um, you know, uh, be supple and be able to stretch out. So these are just some practical things that you can do instead of being riddled and literally rendered, just paralyzed by fear because you're afraid of tearing. What are some things that you can do to put yourself in a position to give birth the way you want? And you want to focus on what you want, not what you don't want, because the interesting thing is when you focus on what you don't want, you still can manifest it. And you're like, why would I manifest that? That's why I say, if you're trying to stop smoking, just focus on breathing clean air. But you're like, I don't want to smoke. 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 No tobacco, no nicotine. I don't want to smoke. You're constantly saying smoking, 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 and your brain is triggering off to smoke. So you don't want to think, I don't want to tear. I don't want to tear. I'm so afraid of tearing. Oh my God, I don't want to tear. I don't want to tear. You want to think, I want to stretch in the way that is adequate for my baby to come out. I want my skin to be warm and loose. I want my baby to come out as gently as possible. Um, my body's my vagina is the most elastic, you know, part of my body, and it is able to stretch the perfect circumference of my baby's head. Those are the types of things that you want to focus on as opposed to just focusing on what you don't want. So just coming back to what I was saying, you want to focus on what are the practical things that you can do to mitigate this fear, but nutrition wise, mentally wise, committing to maybe writing down these affirmations on a card and putting them on your mirror. Um, on a practical side, looking up positive stories, right? So if you've been hearing a lot of negative birthing stories, why don't you just find, maybe 5 inspiring birthing stories? They're on YouTube, they're on a few blogs, you can find them. Even maybe you might know someone who had a positive experience and lean towards them. Lean towards the people who have had success in what you want so that you can be inspired by that energy, right? Um, so we talked about nutrition, something that you can do physically, journaling, talking with your healthcare provider about certain questions that you have and asking them for specific strategies that you can overcome and what you could do if this happened. So that way you have lots of tools at your disposal, and feeling more prepared will help limit the fear. The more prepared you feel, the less fear has room to take hold, and the more prepared you feel, and the more informed you feel, the more confident you feel, the more ready you feel. So here are a few bonus things. Repetition. I've been using affirmations for a very long time, and I've had, success with them. But when I look at people like Elisa Nichols, who like really has really transformed her life, and she's used a lot of affirmations, and I think that, what I noticed the biggest difference between her and me is I was doing them very randomly, like if I felt like, just randomly, like, oh, I really need help, so I'm gonna do an affirmation, or I really feel myself getting off track, I'll do affirmations, or I may do, it was just very random. But when you listen to her talk about how she lifted herself up and came out of depression and came out of anxiety and came out of poverty and came out of, broken relationships and all of this, she was so relentless with repetition. I mean, like, unheard of repetition until your DNA is changed. Literally, that's how much she repeats these positive things about herself and feeling the way she wants to feel and radical forgiveness and all of that. So I just say, um, even if it's just one affirmation. And for me, I have found the most powerful affirmation to be, I am worthy. I am worthy. And then I could follow that up with anything else. I'm worthy of love. I'm worthy of respect. I'm worthy to have what I want. I'm worthy to have my desires. I am worthy of respect. I'm worthy of time. I'm worthy of care. I'm worthy of protection. It could just be a myriad of things. But to me, what is very impactful for me is I am worthy. I may not remember the rest of the affirmations, but I am worthy is, it's meaningful to me. So you have to find what is meaningful to you. It could be dealing with these specific fears around birth, or any area of life that you are seeking to infuse positivity in, and be repetitive about it. If it's in the morning, if you can put reminders on your phone to just, maybe if you put a recurring task or something like that on your phone, it'll just keep popping those affirmations up, right? Saying it, so that's where the magic happens. It's the repetition. So it's not like, okay, I'm saying them once, you will get some benefit, but if you want a real transformation, be repetitive about the affirmations until it's your default thought, and then keep going even further, right? Keep on with the repetition. The second thing is saying the affirmations out loud. It's just something different about writing the affirmations, which doesn't imprint in your mind, which is good. Thinking the affirmations and reading the affirmations. But what really seals the deal is to look in the mirror and say the affirmations. Look in the mirror and say, I am worthy. My body is capable. I am strong. I am healthy. Um, I'm able to ask for what I need. I'm deserving of assistance. I'm deserving to be heard. Those types of things, when you actually look in the mirror and say them repetitively every day, it doesn't have to be all, but how a couple minutes every day to say them out loud and look at yourself, it's amazing. That's when you'll really start to feel the transformation. And another thing that really helps, I think, is the movement. So as I showed you earlier in this video, when I said scan your body and find out where the fear or the anxiety, where the emotion, where the hurt, where the disappointment, where is it in your body? Put your hands on that place. Like the kinesthetic, that's the kinesthetic movement, the touch, which can release oxytocin. Even if you touch yourself, you're still releasing oxytocin. And sometimes you just need a little, pat on the back, a touch. So find it and actually put your hands on that place. And breathe, if it's here, if it's here, if it's here, find it in your head and actually incorporate the movement with this process, and you will receive even more affirmation. So I hope that you have enjoyed this talk on using affirmations to transform your feelings and emotions that you may be feeling that are negative. And instead of ignoring that fear, instead of ignoring those emotions, actually dealing with them, and transforming that energy to something that's going to propel you to what you like. And the key to this process is repetition. And the key to that is actually looking at your daily schedule. And I recommend to do it in the morning, so that it's the first thing you do before the day gets busy and people start pulling at you and all of that. And then also know that this can also be an emergency tool if you're spinning out with fear, with anxiety, you're staying up late at night, and you're thinking about the worst case scenario. This is perfect to help you come back down to earth and to feel in control, and to be at peace. So I hope you enjoyed. Peace and love.